Purr, purr, purr. Live the healthiest life you deserve.
Why are you always tired? Sleeping is the most important activity we do daily. Well, most of us do it daily. But in these modern times, we can find ourselves feeling very tired a lot of the time. It may feel that if you don't get enough sleep, you'll be tired, and when you get too much sleep, you're still tired. Whether physically or mentally, feeling tired all the time is annoying and fittingly exhausting. But the majority of people who feel tired a lot will just ignore it. Just turn a blind eye and accept it as part of our normal lives. But this shouldn't be the case. Feeling tired all the time has a huge impact on our happiness in life, and we shouldn't just have to put up with it. If only it was as easy as that, though. If only it was as easy as deciding that we're not going to be tired anymore. Well, it may be easier than you think. We've just got to find out why we're tired. But why do we often feel this way? Well, there are a dozen causes of regular fatigue, some common, some rare. And today, we aim to get to the bottom of this. Let's work together to figure out why we're always feeling tired. Are you sitting comfortably? I hope so. But don't fall asleep just yet. Let's get to the bottom of this first. But before we begin, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the content the Purr family is putting out for you. Number 9. At first, our bodies seem to work opposite to normal logic. You would think that sitting around all day would leave you twitching and full of energy, but the opposite is actually true. Living a sedentary lifestyle can leave you sleepy and even exhausted. When the body goes through physical activity, it causes it to tap into energy reserves. It can leave you feeling refreshed and surprisingly with more energy than if you instead did nothing. This is a vicious circle though, a snake biting its own tail. If you're sedentary, you'll be too tired to exercise. Yet, if you don't exercise, you'll be sedentary. If you're feeling tired often and you don't do a lot of exercises, it might be time to get the blood moving and see how you feel. Number 8. There are many health conditions that can cause repeated and constant tiredness. One of these is fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia causes muscle pain throughout the body. It affects your muscles and in doing so can cause prolonged fatigue. Not only does the condition cause fatigue, but because of the harsh muscle pain, many people affected by fibromyalgia struggle to get a good night's sleep, which only adds to the problem. If you find yourself struggling to sleep because of constant aching muscles, you should speak to a doctor. They should be able to prescribe medication that should help to get you back into your usual rhythm. Number 7. One of the most important vitamins in our bodies in regard to energy and well-being is vitamin D. We often overlook the power of vitamin D, but it's important to think about, especially if you find yourself sleepy very often. Your body absorbs very little vitamin D from food and instead gets most of its supply from the sun. However, when winter rolls around and we are unable to spend time in the sun, this is where we can find ourselves with a deficiency. When we are deficient in vitamin D, one of the first signs is prolonged tiredness. Taking supplements is an option if we find ourselves in this situation. However, before taking any sort of vitamin supplements, it's recommended to speak to a doctor first. An excess of vitamin supplements can cause more problems than they solve. Number 6. If you are overweight and always tired, your fatigue could be related to your weight. The heavier we are, the more the body has to work to do pretty much anything. This is a simple one, and likely something you're already trying to work on. However, if this is you, it's worth not just focusing on this cause and ignoring everything else mentioned in this video. If you're concerned about your fatigue, speak to a medical professional. They'll be able to diagnose any other conditions that could also be affecting you. Number 5. If you find that you're frequently exhausted without really doing anything, and you take multiple types of medication, your medication could be the problem. Think back. Have you recently started taking a new medication? Fatigue is an extremely common side effect. Check the labels of your medication and see if any or all of them have this effect. If you find that it does, don't just stop taking them, but instead speak to a doctor to see if a different line of medication can be used instead. Number 4. I think we all know how much our diets impact our energy levels. A deficiency of nutrients causes all manner of problems for your body. But we're not going to talk about what you may be eating too much of. Instead, let's focus on what you may be eating too little of. Even people with poor, unhealthy diets shouldn't find themselves too tired because of it. Energy is energy. However, if you're the type of person that skips meals, this is a big problem for energy levels. This is mainly caused by your blood sugar levels dropping because of the gaps between meals. When this happens, it can make you feel slow, sluggish, and of course, fatigued. Number 3. Depression is more than just a mental condition. Aside from what a lot of people believe, it's not just all in your head. When you're feeling signs of depression, the functions of your body take a massive hit. Even if you're eating well, exercising often, if you're depressed, you'll feel slow, tired, and fatigued. This can make your situation even worse, so it's worth addressing. Unfortunately, there's not a single cure-all for depression, but exercise and healthy eating is known to help. But I recommend speaking to a doctor who may be able to prescribe medication or health changes that could lead to a healthier and happy life for you. Number 2. This next point is stating the obvious, but it's worth noting because the majority of us are really bad at it. Prolonged fatigue can be caused by a lack of sleep. What a shock, I know. Unfortunately, most of us don't take our sleep seriously. We need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night, not every now and then. But instead of listening to this advice, we often find ourselves binging the newest streaming fad until 8 a.m. and then we've got to go to work within an hour. Don't do it to yourself. Allow your body to rest, to relax. Enjoy your sleep. Don't flee from it. If you do find yourself not able to get a good night's rest, no matter what you try, speak to a doctor. There are countless conditions that can affect your sleep, but your sleep health is so important for the function of the rest of your body. One of the most serious is sleep apnea. Left untreated, it can cause high blood pressure and could even lead to a stroke. Sleep. Sleep well. Sleep good. Sleep. Number 1. Lack of sleep leads to a heightened stress. Heightened stress leads to a lack of sleep, and so on. There are so many things that can cause stress in our modern lives, from too many responsibilities at work to an unideal home life. Stress affects so many aspects of our normal body function. It can lead to so many different issues, but the main one today is difficulty sleeping. When we are stressed, our body's usual function of supplying adrenaline can be twitchy. So throughout the day, your body is supplying irregular adrenaline boosts. This can leave you feeling absolutely exhausted. If these bursts continue when you're trying to sleep, you can find yourself tossing and turning in bed, or even waking up in the middle of the night. There are many different ways to control your stress, but effectiveness of such techniques differ from person to person. But regardless, it's worth looking into how to reduce your stress and find what works for you, for your body's sake. Regardless if it's mental or physical exhaustion, feeling tired is not good. For most people, even after the most hectic day, having a short rest of a couple of hours should make you feel refreshed and ready to continue with your day. But if you find that even after a rest of a couple of hours, you're still exhausted, there might be something deeper going on. Being exhausted all the time shouldn't be a fact of life. You deserve to feel refreshed. You deserve to feel happy. If you're concerned about any of the topics we've covered today, speak to a doctor. Sleep is so important for our bodies, and if you're feeling sluggish and tired all of the time, you deserve to get it sorted. Have you dealt with any of the issues covered today? Did this video help you learn more about fatigue? Do you have any tips to help conquer tiredness? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Hit the subscribe button for more content like this and join our purr family to live the healthiest life you deserve. And remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.